like the charts we've been looking at for the last, I don't know, 5 years for me, 5.5 years. Like the price action hasn't really changed, right? The strategies, our strategy that we use, bro. I've back tested it. It's been happening. For, what I can speak on for the last 10 years, right? Like the open print, the market open, like these strategies have been around since the beginning of time. So it's like, okay, what's changed? Our awareness to it. That's the only thing. Our perspective. It's it's always been there. Hold on, I just want to make sure I want to make sure our audio is good. Let me just check here real quick. Voice settings. Turn this bad boy up a little bit. Yeah. Watch him. Yeah. Well, oh, 100%. 100%. And that's what we were talking about with the universal principle, you reap what you sow, right? There's people right now that are watching TV. There's people right now that are dealing with other shit. And, not saying it's a good or bad decision, but the reality of the situation is if you reap what you sow. So if you're not studying, and you got to be careful what you're sowing, right? Like, just because you're staring at the charts doesn't mean you're learning anything. Dude, I stared at the charts for years and I ain't learned anything until I started to really dive deep into the input output, the stimulus, the response, right? Which I took from all my RF background, right? Because that's how you measure radio frequency signals, right? You input a stimulus and then you get a response. So the market's the exact same thing, like those principles we were just talking about, right? There's the stimulus, which is your strategy, and then the response, right, is your equity curve or your win ratio. But that's only consistent if the stimulus is consistent, if your input's consistent. Once that input changes, the ratio, the principle no longer applies, your outcome's now tainted, or it's not what you can expect or depend on, therefore your results go to shit, or etc., right? So,
that's what we talk about all the time, man. And you start to see it more and more. Every trade ought to look damn near the same.
yeah,
We talked about it before. It's a numbers game.
yes,
If you're not pulling the trigger on it, then your numbers are going to be skewed.
yeah,
It don't matter what you think, or I'm not going to take this because of this. No, you
no,
can't do that.
no, you can't, bro.
The numbers is where it's at, and the numbers say this happens, I have to do it. If you're thinking, that means you don't know. If you're thinking,
Yes,
that means you're not trusting the numbers.
yes, you haven't put in enough reps. Yeah,
Right, you shouldn't be thinking at all. You see it, you got to do it.
there's not, yeah, there's really nothing to think about. If you're overthinking it, it's because you're playing the wrong game. And this took me a long time to learn, and I'm still learning it. It's a forever journey. But what I'm realizing is if I'm contemplating my entry, I either am forcing a setup, right? Because there's no contemplation. It's, oh, there's my strategy. I pull the trigger, right? Like very simple, open print, moving average cross, RBI GBI, right? That's the strategy. And if I'm contemplating something, it's because I'm trying to force something, or there's some external variable making me eager to get into the market, which isn't from my strategy. And then only until I pull the trigger on something stupid, or not pull the trigger, right, that then I know, oh, there's the mistake, right? So it's I mean, we just went through. Let me see here if I can pull this up and show you. I just went through. Actually, we're just gonna. Oh no, here it is, right here. I just went through the month of December, and this is the high level summary right here. So far, we still have 2 more days, but we have 4 out of 15 of our trades this month that make up our strategy. Only 4 of them were not profitable, and the only, like, this is one of them. It's shot in our direction and then reversed, right? Like but this is our strategy, right? This is what I look for each and every single day. And, this is something cool right here. This was on 12:10. Look at this. So we got open print. We got an RBI right here. I took long, and then it swung on me, right? Stopped me out.
Right.
Look at right after I get stomped out, I get my criteria to the downside and capture a
Yep.
beautiful move to the downside. So there's something new I'm working on, Todd, which you're gonna love. Over here in the Discord, I haven't made it public yet because I still got a lot to do here. But I'm creating a new resource, trading principles, and this is stuff I try to live by every day. And if you come over here, 50-50 perspective, this is dives deep into how to trade open print, what happens if it goes against you, what to look for, and this just this is this is just what we constantly are talking about. Where even if you're wrong, you can still be right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the old HPT pattern.
Yeah. Yep. From the from the
Yeah,
beginning.
HPT.
Yep.
Yeah, that's HPT pattern all day.
And look at this. I thought this was cool. Here's a daily time frame candle, right? High, close, open, low. And then here's the price action next to it. Look at the open here. Look at this. This is literally the criteria, right? This right here
Are
would
you
be.
carrying the screen, Josh?
Oh, you can't see it? Hold on. Give me a minute.
The screen's not moving. It's just one.
Oh, okay. That's why it got a little funny. Hold on. Let me do this. Change windows.
Probably talking about HPT.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hold on. I got you right here. Here we go. Here we go. All right. You can see it now, right? Yeah.
I got you.
So this is it in the Discord here. This is going to be the new resource. Check this out though. Daily time frame candle. Bam. Look at the open right here. Here's daily time frame candle. Here's the lower time frame making up that daily time frame candle, and it really shows here all the pit numbers. And then look at the significance right here off the open. This what we're seeing right here is literally the same thing that we were just looking at on 12:10 right here. Oh, this is 12:10. Took the long play, stomped out, and then just turned it right around. Bam. So yeah, it's just knowing exactly what to look for. It's critical. I mean, this was a good week. I took 6 trades this week. We'll dive right into Monday's PA right here. Open print. Get some buying. It lined up with end of day right here. So I'm waiting to see who can control this. Price falls down below open print. We come up, we tag open print right here. I'm getting in the market short. This green bar, once this red bar takes out that bottom, I'm in it. Stop above it. And this move right here, it looks small, but this is literally a $2 move, almost more. This price action's been intense. So, yeah. I mean, look at that. Bam. Just open print. Sellers took it. Boom. And then check this one out. So now I'm going to whip to SPX here. We got open print right here on SPX. Because this was my second trade. Right here. Bam, there it is. So look at this. Look at this here off the open here on SPX. That purple line's open print. That was the first trade right here to the downside. Bam. And then this one, getting back above the 50 here. Damn. Hold on. There it is. Back above the 50. Took her long. She came down and tagged open print. And this is, I think we talked about this last week. I actually got in this long. Once we came and tagged open print, and this candle was completely red, and it sucked up, I used that moving average. The moving average, that demo was way up here. So I was like, all right, price has got a high probability of sucking right back into that. I'm just going to go long. I got in long really close to OP and just accepted it, put the stop loss in, and ended up catching a pretty good move here back up to the highs.
Yeah, I like that. I like that entry. That's the break and retest of open print.
Yeah.
Break and retest of open print in the cloud. And say on the 2 minute, like you say, when it's red, or you see a big red and it starts to suck up.
Yeah.
Well, on like if you go to probably a 1 minute, it's the green's probably taking out the red. So that's how
Yes.
you gotta. It's timing. It's all about
Yeah.
timing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's really a RBI inside of the same candle.
Yeah, just lower time frame.
Right, but yeah, it's because that's the way I kind of look at them when they go red to green or green to red like that.
Yeah, and that's once again just a principle. The principle of the RBI and the GBI. It don't matter. It really don't matter which time frame.
No.
It's yeah. You just gotta be like you could be looking at an RBI on the monthly time frame, drop
Right.
down into the weekly, and then drop down into the daily, and then what we're watching on the 5 and the 2s. Right. It's really cool. Because you're trusting the concept or the principle more than uh, anything else, right? You're not going, oh, I hope it goes my way. I hope it doesn't. X, Y, Z, right? You're like, nah. I'm gonna trust the principle of how it all works and be done with it. Chris,
Universal.
yes,
Universal.
it don't matter which time frame. If I see it, it's telling me something. Christmas Eve was a phenomenal day. I had a really good day this day. And just like any other day, right? A lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna hold off. It's Christmas Eve." Once again, using external variables to make their decisions, right? Like, and I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, you know, that you need to trade every day. I think rules and regulations and guidelines are very important, but don't use them from a subjective view, right? Like, always remain objective, right? Subjectives where the truth is determined by my viewpoint, and objective is the truth is determined by how the market moves in the principles, right? And all of our learning tools, right? So like instead of going, hey, I'm not going to trade Christmas Eve, being subjective, assuming volume's going to be shot, assuming it's going to be bad because it's Christmas Eve or whatever it is, instead of viewing the market that way, I was like, you know what? If my edge pops up and I understand what the market's telling me, I'm making money today, right? Like, I don't care if it's FOMC. I don't care what it is. If my edge is there and it's present, I pull trigger, right? Like, I'm not telling you, be super irrational with it, but like we were talking about in the beginning, if my edge is there, like, I have to take it, otherwise I'm a fraud. And man, Todd, Christmas Eve, man, look at this price action. This was beautiful.
It was lovely.
Like this gray box right here. This is previous day high, our previous day high. Blue line's previous day high. We come right into this zone, and I remember. So check this out. I'm watching this red candle right here be formed, and I'm watching it open print, right? And I'm like, okay, let's see if sellers can hold price down to previous day high. And then right there's our bull 180. Look at that. Look at this. What is this? That 936 candle just
Yeah.
wrecked open print. And right here at this candle, I was like, okay, buyers are here. So now I'm like, all right, when and where can I get into the market? Um, Honestly, that wouldn't have been a bad entry. Um, but I just was a little like, okay, where's my RBIs, right? Like, I want to play my RBIs. So I got in the market right here. Or wait, where was it? It was this candle. This one right here at 956. And I felt really good about this trade because look at the price action. The old me is like, oh man, I don't know. Sellers they're coming in, right? But in my mind, I'm going, dude, this initial RBI can't be it can't be bothered. It can't sellers can't hold this zone. I'm like, look at this. Buyers are making higher highs sooner or later, or the higher lows. Sooner or later, this thing's gonna pop. And so I seen this candle and I'm like, okay, there's the higher high. I was like, okay, if I get an RBI in here, I'll long. And that's when I use this red bar right here to be my risk. And I was like, okay, we pop above that, I'll get in it. So now at the next candle right there, I got in long, and my stop was right there, and she took off immediately, and I caught a really nice move up here, and and got out of my trade, and then
The thing kept going.
yeah,
Well, like we talk about every day, if I can bring up this point, that 936 candle.
right here,
Yeah, you see that it knocks out those 4 candles, all that price.
yeah,
Before that?
1, 2, 3, 4, yeah,
And the way that candle closed, there's no wick on the top.
yeah,
That's what that's what I call it. That's an institutional bar. That's
yeah,
big.
yeah,
Um, so that brings my awareness, like, oh, buyers are in this.
yeah, yeah, especially at open print, like
That open, yeah.
all this volume's here, massive volume here. Got some selling, and then all that selling got disrespected. What, like I was saying, I wanted to get in right there because I was like, that's not bearish, right? Like if I'm short, if I got in short and that happened, I'd immediately be getting out of my trade. So I try to use that, like, all right, then should you be getting in? Yeah, she took right off there, and then I ended up getting back in this on this I got back in this at 10:30, and caught this right here, because the upside target, my upside target was 603.
Yeah.
It was way up there, and it ended up my upside target, I forgot what it was, but it was way up. I think it was 600. Yeah, it was 600, and caught some moves there, and then I was done. But I was really proud. I was really proud with the way we traded that. The 1 hour time frame was just beautiful too. I mean, and the biggest thing I would want everyone to take from Christmas Eve was, because in the pre-market plan it was all about, if I find acceptance above this zone right here, I'm long. I was like, if sellers are weak right here, I'm long, and I'm going to target, where was it? Yeah, the upside target was way, what was it? It was way back from this day. Or no, it was, yeah, right here. 601, right here, from this day. So I was like, if I find any, so in pre-market, I'm looking at it like, dude, we got all this space. I was like, if we, just like a 5 minute, right? Or here was the target right here. I was like, if we find any acceptance in this box right here from buyers, just like if this was a 2 minute, if we find any acceptance above this zone, I'm going to target this gap. And once I seen sellers lose open print like that, I was like, all right, now the decision's been made. I just need to get in with appropriate risk. And know what's funny, Todd? Even like, all right, so I had that in my mind, right? And now I'll drop to the 2 minute, and this is where I used to get fucked up, because I'd be like, oh, but look at the market, it looks like shit. I don't want to long that. That's scary. Now, right, because like you're like, dude, it looks like a rising wedge or whatever people want to call it, right? It looks like some chart pattern that scares me. Now I'm just like, don't worry about that. Find an RBI. Like, find a red bar that gets ignored and play it. I don't care, all the people listening to this too, if you take one thing from HPT, let it be, obviously your pit numbers and shit, but if you can just identify a red bar ignored or a green bar that's ignored, and you wait for price to come back and play with it, touch it, battle it, you'll always have an edge. Like, look at this. Even if you just seen this red bar here get ignored, and you just dive in and watch price action play with it, watch how it breaks above it, comes back, tags it, rips. Same with this level. Red bar. Look at this. Red bar. It's been ignored. What does that mean? That means buyers push price above it. Comes back, tags it on this candle. I need to go long. I long that candle right there. Boom. Right. So that right there. That principle has helped me tremendously as a trader.
No doubt.
That was Christmas Eve. Christmas market was closed. I got a massive like stomach ulcer on Christmas or food poisoning. I'm not sure what it was. Extreme pains in my stomach, and I was up all night vomiting and just it was crazy. I don't want to waste too much time on it, but my stomach, like every 30 seconds I would get an intense severe burning pain in like my abs. I think something happened with my intestine or something happened. So I was vomiting profusely all night, and then the next morning I woke up, my energy was extremely depleted. But I was like, you know what? If I see my edge, it is what it is. So, so, and it's so weird. I felt like horrible dog shit all night on Christmas, and then I woke up next morning and I was like, oh, dude, all right. I had this new appreciation for life. I'm like, I'm not throwing up. That pain went away. So like, I got really happy. So I like had this great perspective. I'm like, dude, I feel much better. And then I ended up taking a long play. You can see here we got this fallout below open print. Buyers came in here. And I took the market long on this candle. No RBI, no nothing. And hold on, why did I long that? Oh, there we go. No, that was a horrible long play. I don't know. There was no RBI. I longed it. I got stomped out. I must have thought I seen one. Something happened. Got stomped out, and then look, comes back to open print. You get the RBI. If you long this one, you would have killed it. But say you missed it. It literally came right back to the level and ripped. So then you could have longed this one. Isn't that just beautiful to watch? Look at that, man. Like, red bar, bam, ignored. Price rallies, comes back to the zone and rallies. Right to it. Bam, rips. Right back up to the pit number, end of day up here, closing the gap. Like, that was beautiful. That was beautiful right there, man. And then Friday. Bro, Friday was an amazing day for me. I had one trade. It was off open print. You guys already know which one it is. Look at this, man. This was insane. So I want to talk about, real quick, what I was looking at going into Friday. If I pull up SPX, it might make it a little easier to view here. Yeah, a little bit. So, just look here how like end of day was a perfect previous end of day. It was Monday's end of day was a beautiful target there. But going into Friday, pre-market plan, right? Like, of course, anytime we're gapping down, I'm interested in a gap up. But in this case, we've gapped down way below previous day low. So now I'm targeting all of this. Right? I'm looking for all this. Right? We're below PDL. Now we got a gap to the downside. So now I just need to identify weakness off the open. Right? So how do we do that? GBI. Right? Open print, sell off. We come up into the open. I actually longed it on this candle. And the reason why was because look at this green candle right here. Well, there's actually a few reasons. First was the 1 hour time frame. Right? If I whip out the 1 hour, I'll show you. The trend was beautiful. And what I mean by that is like We just broke the 50 EMA on the 1 hour. Look at the 9. The 9 is really close to price, right? We're not extended, right? This is a nice trend, nice healthy trend, no extensions. That gives me a lot of confidence entering into the direction of the trend. So, when price is selling off, I'm just waiting for a pullback to OP. And that's exactly what we got. We couldn't close above open print. And this green candle, I go, all right, if sellers could wipe out 50% of that, I'll get in it. And that's exactly what I did. That's how I determined weakness. I got in short. My stop was above open print, and this was a glorious move. Oh, wait, that's the 5 minute. That's why it looked weird. Here's the 2 minute. Look at this one, Todd. So, open print, comes into it, green bar. This candle I go short because it's completely red, right? So this thing sells off. I go short like right here, and my stop goes above the previous candle. So now, look what happens. It sucks up completely green. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get stomped out. All good. But the principle still applied. Sellers still can't. Look at that okie doke right there, bro. Like, bro, bam. So.
Yeah, it's below the moving average, so you can't let those green bars scare you because it.
Yeah.
It's like that. That's fake.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That.
You got a red cloud. The green bars are fake.
Yeah, I agree.
The reds, that's what I.
Yeah. That actually, I really like that. When you're below the moving averages, those green bars are fake. And you know what? You're 100% right. Those are traps. Always. Well put. I really like that. I'm going to steal that. Because it's the truth. You got green bars popping up, but they're fakes. I mean, look at that. That looks extremely bullish. Don't matter. I kept my stop right above where it needed to be. Caught a really... And then I was like, oh, man, look at this guy right here. Of course. Look at that. Green bar. Ignored. Bam. Look at that. Sold off. Bro, $2.50 move here. It literally like over 100% in this move. Extremely fast. It was funny, too, because I was walking into the bank. I had to go get a money order. And I seen this. And I was like, because my daughter's got no school, so I'm watching her. So I wasn't able to be live. But I still seen this, and I called it out on the Discord, and I entered. I put my stop in where it needed to be, walked in the bank, got my money order, and was just monitoring it briefly. But I was watching my PNL just start ripping really fast, and I was like, oh man, and I just want to point something out. Look at the play here. Green bar, ignored. Green bar. Look at the retest. This is so important, guys, because you're going to miss setups. We all got shit going on. Even if you miss a setup, watch. Just wait for a retest of a previous GBI or an RBI. Look at this. These are zones of gold. Look at that. Bro, if you can just wait for it, play it. Look at, bro, and this isn't just one day. This happens constantly. And then what happens when that zone no longer holds? Look, bro, buyers couldn't take that back the whole day. So it was a really good week. The biggest thing I'm taking from this week is what we take from pretty much every week is the strategy, how to trade it, execution. You're only as good as your ability to execute your strategy, right? So if backtest your strategy, if you're seeing 72% win ratio, but that's not where you're at, then your execution's off, right? So find a way to breathe, and sleep your criteria and watch your results get 10 times better.